Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Fence Show. And I'm here in Apex, North Carolina, visiting Harrison Fence today, and I'm with Jen and Tara. Good afternoon, Jen. Good afternoon, Tara. I just did it backwards to that. I'm sorry about that. So, this is Jen, and this is Tara. See, this is my first time I've ever interviewed two people at one time. And Jen, tell the viewers what your role here is at Harrison Fence.
I think my official title is office manager, but I sort of do a little bit of everything.
And Tara, what's your official title?
I'm the installation manager. I manage all of our crews that go out and work with all the installation team on the installation part of the projects.
Do you do, with the installation on the crews, do you do the interviewing and the sourcing and the training and all that stuff too, or do you just do the day-to-day management?
Day-to-day management, more or less. You know, I'm part of the hiring for the installation
Right.
crews. Jimmy is really hands-on with them as far as training in the field and things like that.
And how many crews do you manage?
We have 16 full-time crews right now.
This morning, I took some time. We got here at 7 o'clock and we saw you guys getting your game on. And that was kind of the reason why I was excited about interviewing you two, because the last time I was here, it was my biggest takeaway, was watching you guys do your job in the morning. I mean, because I've been in this business for a long time, and I've traveled a lot, and I used to run a business like this, and I was that person. But I'm embarrassed to say I literally had like maybe 3 or 4 crews, and I lost my mind every morning. It was hard just to get everything out. There was always something to be impressed by it, because I know how hard it is, and to see you guys out there, and it's almost like conducting an orchestra. So your role in the morning is what?
I coordinate actually getting the material onto the trucks.
Okay.
So I'm with the crew first thing in the morning, and we get every truck loaded with whatever materials they need for the day.
Right.
Double check and make sure they have all of the right things, that they're not missing anything, that we've loaded the right products on, so that when they get to the job site, they have what they need.
And you're working off some sort of list for each job. I think your yard manager handles like the staging, I would imagine. What I saw this morning, taking the time of looking at it, was the flow of basically what I saw was 16 trucks get loaded with an average of a 5-minute period. Is that about what it worked out to be?
Yeah.
Probably even a little bit faster, because what I think the number was 52 minutes this morning.
This morning was quick.
It was 52 minutes. 52 minutes. So the trucks pulled up, you had your sheets out, you pointed, everybody got what they wanted, had 2 forklifts working, and then you were doing orchestration, and they got on the truck, and then they didn't strap down, they just kind of got out of the way for the next truck to roll up. So it was quite a thing. And how long have you been doing that?
Forever.
So
since I started here, so 10 years?
So 10 years.
Yeah. No, it's grown, so we've added an extra forklift and we've added extra crew members and that sort of thing, but same process the whole time.
And Tara, your role picked up right after that. So I was looking for you earlier in the morning, and you weren't there yet, or you weren't outside. And then I remembered from the last time I was here where your station was, and so I went out and I found you. So what is your particular role?
Notes that they have, just do a debriefing, anything that they may have told me over the phone the day before. We write down all their notes, and then I give them their paperwork for that day. Go over all the details, all the notes, have them double check their truck again, one more check to make sure that they have everything they need.
You have one crew leader that represents the truck.
Yes.
And what I noticed this morning also was that you seem to be very fluent in Spanish as well.
Yes.
It was pretty impressive. What a great crew. Like, everybody seems so nice and so charged up. So that you get them going for the day. They get their directions, the tools. Do they make the decisions for the different machines they'll need for each type of job? Like, or do you have to manage that too? Like, hey, you need a compressor or things like that.
So the crew leaders know, depending on what part of the project they're going on, whether it's an aluminum or a vinyl job or starting a wood job or finishing, they know the tools that they need.
Yeah.
Jimmy's out there also managing which tool they actually take. We do have them color coded according to the trucks that they go on.
Oh.
And so he sort of oversees that once they get their paperwork and they know the machines they need to get Jimmy will coordinate with them exactly which ones they take to their truck.
Wow. And then so they take the machines. They get now the other thing I saw you guys do that's awesome. You get everybody the equipment that they need with water and ice. I saw an ice machine, but it really was a work of art. It was amazing to watch it, and I'm just so impressed with how you guys kind of do that part. But my real big question is on the job side, when you're giving everybody the tools for the day or the directions for the day. How do you know how to just go boom, boom, boom with 16 different jobs, that you didn't sell personally? So one thing, like if I were the salesperson who sold all the jobs and now I'm dispatching, I'm able to say, hey, look, watch out for this person, watch out for the tulips, this particular job, we're going to go here, we're going to go there, blah, blah, blah. So is that what you spend the whole day before getting ready for? Like how do you prepare for that?
Sure. So we have a file for each customer. We do rely on our sales guys to, relay those kinds of notes. Watch out for the tulips. Don't trim this tree. Different things like that. But I do spend time on each folder reviewing all the notes from the sales guy and the one in the installation department that schedules the job. If she has any other notes that the homeowner mentioned, I'll review that. I write it on their work order as well. I highlight any special notes, things like that, so it catches their eye as well as mine in the morning when I'm going over each job.
That's pretty neat because the quantity is just amazing. What's the biggest challenges that you guys have in the morning?
Making sure that we've loaded the right material, that we've grabbed, regular pickets as opposed to premium pickets, or that we've put the right thing on. Or if, an aluminum job comes in and it's 7 boxes of aluminum, did we grab all 7?
Right.
Making sure that we have all the parts and pieces that are needed, I think is tough.
Yeah.
So it's why we double check. That's what I'm out there for, is to double check. Hopefully I've caught them. The crew leaders then go back behind me again and double check. So hopefully they're caught and they get to the job site with everything that they need. But that's tough.
And how about you? Challenges?
We have, I speak with the crew leaders, but there's 50 plus guys out there. So coordinating them, making sure get to your right truck, finish strapping up, making sure your crew leader has what he needs while he's getting his paperwork. Get ready, get in the truck, get out the door, get to your customer. We give our customers a time frame of when they'll arrive. So some of them are 10 minutes down the road, but some are an hour away. So coordinating, making sure everybody gets to where they need to go.
And who does like the addresses and directions and all that? Is that part of the package, or do they just use their GPSs?
So they use their GPSs if they have, new neighborhoods that we have a hard time finding.
Yeah. They'll
call me. I'll help direct them. Once in a while, if we're aware that we can't find it, we'll print them a map if we're able to find it.
Yeah. I forgive me if I sound like so mesmerized by your talents and the way that you guys do this, because most fence people would really appreciate the fact that you guys do what you do, because again, many people that are watching the show today, have companies with 4 or 5 crews, maybe 2 or 3 crews, and they know how hard it is just to get those 2 or 3 crews out the door. So what's the most rewarding aspect of it, of your job, because of the interaction you have with everybody and all the activity? It's like,
seeing them, they really do a great job. Our guys do a great job, and they pride themselves in their work. They love to take pictures of their fences. They send them in to us.
Yeah.
They put them on their Facebook pages, their Snapchats.
Oh, really?
They love it. They love what they do.
Love what they do.
That's a really good.
So it's great seeing that with all the struggles that we do, sometimes face, or, having to get on a person here and there. It's really great to see it. And it's not just the crew leaders that post their stuff. Their helpers are excited to learn and take
do
pictures.
Something new. They send you a picture. Jen, look what I did today. Look what I figured out today. Look what I got to learn new today.
It's interesting because it's funny that you say that, because I actually had that thought today. It was a fleeting thought, but I was looking at like all the trucks kind of pulling out and drive, before they were heading down the road, and I was thinking, it's like having 50 salespeople going out on the road today. And if you have enthusiasm and you arm them with the right stuff, so after they're done with the jobs, they what do they do in terms of marketing?
They put a sign in the yard when they get to the job site, so that it's there the whole
lawn
time we're
sign.
working. A lawn sign. When we're done, we put fence plates on, stickers if it's aluminum or vinyl. To market. All the trucks have branding for sure. They all carry business cards with them, because neighbors like to come out all the time and say, hey, what are you doing, and can you help me? And
that's
that way they have information they can give them. And our guys are very friendly. It's one of the greatest things about them is that when we get reviews back from customers, it's always, your crews are so great. Yeah. They're knowledgeable, they're smart, they're helpful. They're, they don't have a problem interacting. If the kids in the house are asking questions, they stop and answer the questions for the kids. This is why we're doing it. So it's nice to see that the guys that are doing the work take such pride in their work. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's obvious, and you can see it in the people's faces and their enthusiasm. They're all employees, so you're all your crews are driving company trucks, and they're all employed, which is
their uniforms.
Oh, by the way, the uniforms. I mean, they were the nicest uniforms I've ever seen any contractor. Forget about the fence business. They were nice. I mean, they're first class. The people appreciate that.
They do.
Yeah.
It just makes us seem like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
People trust it more. They're more open. They are appreciative. Yeah. The guys are super clean and neat and tidy.
Yeah.
We always joke that a customer doesn't know how to build a fence, right? So they have no idea if you're doing that right or wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But they know how to clean. Yeah. And if they get home and everything's a mess, they're going to point that out.
Yeah.
Because that's the part they know how to do. That's the part they can control. And our guys are super clean. And so it's good for us because it's something that the customers can relate to. Your crews are so neat and clean.
Oh yeah.
So they take pride in that. It's same thing with their uniforms. They want the uniforms. The new guys, until theirs come in, are always asking, "Hey, when do I get uniforms? When do I get to look like the other guys?" So
that's awesome. Now you have a training program for your installers?
We do a weekly meeting with our crew leaders.
Okay.
With just the crew leaders, and then we do a monthly meeting with all of the guys, just to kind of review if there's anything that's come up that they need to know about, if we've changed anything, if we're seeing issues, or this is happening a lot in this neighborhood, or things that they need to address.
Is everybody aware of like the progression? So like the crew, the second and third person on the crew sees their future?
Absolutely.
You make it very clear.
So we have a tiered system that we work on, and a worksheet when they all start. They get this worksheet, and it shows, when you come in, you're a tier 1. This is what your expectations are in that position. And then if you want to move up, you want to make your way through the company and become a crew leader one day, or, the second helper, here's the list of requirements, what you should know, and know how to do. So take the time to show your crew leader that you want to learn. Yeah. The crew leaders want to teach these guys as long as they're engaged and really want to learn. They'll teach them.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And how long, Tara, have you been with the Harrison Fence?
Almost 7 years.
7 years? Mm-hmm. So 7 years and 10 years. And your average crew leader is, I get the sense that they've had longevity as well. Like, how long do you think that they've been here? Maybe 5 to 10?
Probably 5 to 15.
5 to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you're very fortunate, and I think that all goes into why everything looks so beautiful in the morning when all systems are cranking and you guys are doing your thing, because it's all like you'll see the photographs of what I took today, and you literally both look like conductors doing your jobs. Like you just don't take it for granted. You take it for granted because you're just doing your job, right? But it is amazing. But the ownership that you guys take for those roles is pretty cool. So I kind of I'm a big fan. Apparently I think that's what drove this whole interview. I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a long time specifically about this, and it's really mostly because I'm impressed with how you guys operate. What are the types of things where you think that you can build on as far as like goals for the future to make it even more efficient?
I mean, I think ideally, eventually we would have another crew in the evenings that would be here to load the trucks at night when they come back. So that in the morning they're already loaded and ready to go. Maybe add concrete and go.
But then you wouldn't be here to orchestrate.
Right.
That's a really good thought. A lot of companies do that on the supply side with a load at night. That's a good thought. I think it's definitely something that you can do. What about electronic, scanning and tracking? Can you ever imagine it being that perfect that you just scan, everybody's got what they need, or do you think it's just too unrealistic?
I think that might be a little unrealistic. I don't know, I'm sort of a control freak, so I think that even if we scanned and it was right, we would probably still double check it behind it, but
yeah.
I think for our guys, as far as their paperwork, a lot of people are like, oh, you still, physical papers, but they're fence guys, and they're out there to build a fence and do a beautiful job for the customer, and to make it simple for them. So even on our back end, as we evolve in the office, I think for them, a paper and a contract this is what your job is for the day. Go out and do that is good for them.
Yeah, that's it's if everybody does their role, that's good enough, So and the key is the appreciation. I noticed that you guys had a bunch of photographs and things in the garage where people were staging, getting out this morning. Do you incent people to take photographs specifically for the job?
We do a contest.
Yeah. That's an incentive.
Just sort of a fun thing. It's a good way for us to double check as well. The yards are clean and they haven't left hoses and, that sort of thing. But it's fun. And the guys take a lot of pride in it. I get a text with a picture and every time, at least once or twice a month, I'll get one that says, hey, this is the winner. Yeah. I got the winning picture. Yeah. And so it's nice. They take a lot of pride in it. They want to be the winning picture.
Yep.
So, and it's fun because then we have lots of pictures of fences that we can show to customers. And it's nice to see them out back when you're getting ready in the morning.
Even the pictures on the sides of our trucks are pictures that they've installed, so that's neat.
Those are beautiful pictures too. I noticed that this morning. Yeah. So in other words, it's like their signature. It's like, and they feel the pride in it. That's awesome. What else is your role during the day? You're communicating with the guys. So I imagine, like right now, for example, you're taking time away from that. So there's probably 3 guys out there that have a question about which way the fence line goes or something, right?
Sure. So I do a lot of communicating with them.
Via text or
text, phone calls. Both.
Yeah.
If they can't get me on the phone, they will text me and say, I'm trying to call you. They'll send pictures, of questions that they may have, and I'll work with them on that. I help the girls and guys in the installation department as far as their questions.
It seems like you really value the employees. What about the overall company? I mean, tell me a little bit about Harrison Fence as far as the culture that you guys are part of.
We're a family. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. I think we stay as long as we do because we are a family.
Yeah.
We work really, really hard all day, but we have a good time while we do it.
Yeah.
We laugh, we have a good time, but we get a lot done. We tend to stop at lunchtime and eat lunch together at the table, kind of as a team. A team, which is, you can't beat that. You spend so much time during the day with these people. Yeah. Sometimes more time than you spend with your family during the day. And so to get along and have a group that just has a common goal. Everybody just wants to do a good job. And I think that's what's really cool. Everybody here takes so much pride in what they do. Mm-hmm. We want the customers to be happy. We want them to have a good experience at the end. We want them to refer us to their neighbors. And everybody from start to finish, that's their goal. Yep. Is to make sure that the customer's happy and that we're working together to make sure that that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. And so it's nice. It's a nice camaraderie together. You enjoy coming to work. You enjoy being with these people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Which is hard to find.
Yeah, and between you guys and Shauna, of course, is one of the owners. Her and Rob are owners of the company, and Shauna, very active. You guys
they're
are
here daily. Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of fence companies, obviously are owned by families, and the husband and wife have different roles. But I will say one thing about Shauna: she's in the dirt. She's here and she works very hard, and it's I'm sorry that next time I'll have her part of this interview. Teamwork that you actually have, and everybody does like what they do best, and all. I think when you look at that from an outside looking in, I see so many people in the fence business that are trying to kind of get their businesses more efficient, and they're always looking for shortcuts. Sometimes the shortcut can be a tool, a technology, and a machine. And what I see here is just people, and there's no shortcut to people. You just have to have the right people, and you have to get and then everybody in place benefits by it. And I think Rob sets the tone, obviously, with the culture, but the you can tell that your relationship with the installers and the way you guys communicate is really what sets the tone of the day. Thank you for taking the time today to be on the Fence Show. I think you're it's fun to get different people's perspectives, especially people that play major roles, and it's fun to have good quality people in the fence business, and I wish you the best of success in the future, as you guys are probably the dynamic duo that I most am impressed with in the fence business. So anyway, till next time, thank you for watching the Fence Show, and have a great day.